Hey everyone, here we are with another episode of Birthday Cake TV. Question today that I've been asked by several people over the course of the last couple of weeks is in regards to exercise. And you might remember I actually did blog about exercising on the low carb, high fat lifestyle and my thoughts on it. It's a question that does come up a lot. It's a question that a lot of people, my clients and people who I meet with and talk to are interested in. And quite simply, there's one way that I look at exercise on this lifestyle, and I use it simply as a means of what I like to refer to as a brain cleanse. So here I am, middle of the day, I'm on my lunch break, and I've come into the gym here where I work, and I'm going to basically reboot myself over the next 25-30 minutes and get myself prepared so I can really focus on my work this afternoon and then this evening. And it really does a lot of good. And I think that's where exercise can play an important part. I think the whole perception around exercise as being a means to an end of losing weight, being fit, being healthy, it's got merit, but on our lifestyle, it's not something that you really need to be doing. You'll find that the diet side of things, the nutrition that you're getting right, and once you get that right, you'll start to lose the weight. And the exercise that you do around that is beneficial in terms of your health and your fitness, but in terms of your weight loss, it's not. So I don't place a great deal of importance on exercise around the lifestyle as a means to losing weight. It's something that you can use to balance your life with. And that's exactly how I see it. And it took me a long time to actually come to terms and come to grips with that way of thinking. I've done the gym sessions, the PT training, I've done it all. I've tried many different things and really pushed myself in the gym, worked out, exercised, tried to use that as my tool, if you like, as a key to losing weight, and it didn't work for me at all. You've got to have the nutritional side right, you've got to have the food side right, and that is the easiest thing. So where the exercise comes in as being a great part of being able to cope with the lifestyle and everything it throws at you, is it gives you that chance to reboot your brain, and that's what I use it for. So I'll give you an example. If you're having a bad day, things aren't going too well, whether it be at work, socially, friends, family, whatever it might be, sometimes that can trigger what your mind will tell you is the desire for comfort food. And you would have read my blog on comfort food, and that whole perception that you need that right at that moment, it's just your brain leading you astray. And there was one thing that I say to a lot of people, my clients will testify to this, is if you ever want to be alone with your brain, just go for a stroll, go for a walk. And I do it a couple of times a day, where I'll get up, stop what I'm doing, and I'll just go and clear my mind, and then come back and get back into things. Because what it does is you spend that time alone with yourself. You just go on a very short walk around the block, 10-15 minutes tops, and your brain will sort of tune into what you're doing, and it will enjoy the fact that it's in a different situation, scenario. You've kind of moved out of that area, be it a lounge room, a work office, wherever you might be, that's been sort of having that negative effect on you. You're out, a bit of sunshine, fresh air, and your brain will talk to you in a positive way, and you won't find yourself arguing with yourself over whether or not you should eat that Mars bar. Your brain will start telling you things that it wants you to do. I write and come up with a lot of ideas for my blogs in this very room, in my walking around the block here. I'll go for a walk in the morning, and I'll go for a walk in the afternoon, just to reboot if I haven't had, because I can't make it into the gym every day, it's just not possible. When I'm at home, I take my dogs for a walk, and I've written so much content in my head during those times, because your brain will sort of tell you, what it wants you to do, and you'll start to figure things out. So use it as it's a great tool. I mean, exercise is something that everybody should do some form of exercise. It's just good for the body, good for the soul, but it's great for the mind. And that's where you should be using it, because as I often talk about, the low carb, high fat lifestyle can be a very, very tough lifestyle mentally. You've got to have the mindset, you've got to have the determination and the ability to change the way that you do things on a regular basis and move into this new lifestyle. And it takes a few months to come to terms with, and then you've got everything else on top of that. So for me, one of the issues that I had was I couldn't recognize myself, and I started to feel like I was losing who I was and who everybody perceived me to be, and almost like a lost case of identity. But I refound myself through going out, taking my dogs for a walk, coming in, doing a little bit of a workout in the gym, clearing my mind, and my brain started functioning in a completely different way. It stopped sort of focusing on that negative side of things, and it started really narrowing down on, let's create a blog, let's write a blog, let's get in touch with people, let's seek people out and see what we can do with this in terms of helping and making somebody else's journey or experience with low carb, high fat a lot more enjoyable. So that's all I do. It's a real simple thing. So yes, there is exercise in the lifestyle. No, it's not mandatory, and no, you don't need to do it. If you can't physically do it through an ailment or an injury, then you don't have to. But if you can get out of your comfort zone, if you like, for 10-15 minutes when you're having those negative thoughts, go for a walk. I assure you, your brain will reboot and recharge, and you'll feel great for it. So it's something that's very much worth doing. That's it. It's a very simple answer. So I hope that covers off the questions for all of those people who've been asking me that over the last couple of weeks, because it is a really, really important thing to understand. What's coming up? Well, I'm pretty pumped up today. I got word this morning that the interview that I did on the Jimmy Moore Living La Vida Low Carb podcast is now available on the World Wide Web. And I haven't listened to it yet. I'm not really one for sort of watching myself back or listening to myself back, but it was a great experience, and Jimmy Moore is a wonderful, wonderful man. If you don't follow him on his social media channels, I absolutely suggest that you do. He's on Facebook and he is on Instagram. He's got a heavy presence on there, and he has got a fantastic blog. He does several different podcasts, and it's very, very much worth you taking the time to find Jimmy and follow him, because he is a great insight into the keto and low carb, high fat lifestyle. So that is out. I hope you've enjoyed it if you've had a chance to listen to it. If you haven't, the link's certainly on the Facebook page, and it's be along here on the bottom of the screen too. Go check it out, enjoy it, and let me know your thoughts. And until the next time we meet, have a great evening, have a great day tomorrow, enjoy the rest of your week and whatever you've got planned for the weekend, and we'll see each other very, very soon.